So my sister made a video about how my whole entire family gets EBT. And everyone is calling us bums because we don't work and we live off the government. And we are proud of that. Growing up, this is what we were taught. We were taught to not have to work. We were taught to live off the government because it is there for us to use. And from what I could remember, it all started back with my grandparents. My grandparents used to get the paper, like the paper coupons to go and pay for, food and stuff like that. And that's when I was like, this is free money. Like, what? So living off of EBT is literally a tradition in our family. Once my grandparents passed away, my mom started, applying, and she got approved for all 6 of us kids. And then, once my sister got older, she had her first child, she applied for food stamps, and she got, it was just like, a domino effect. One after another, we all got approved for EBT. And guess what? It's not going to stop there. Why? Because I have taught my children, and I'm going to be teaching my grandchildren, that they should do the same thing. They don't have to work. They could just have children, put themselves on EBT, get child support, all of that I do so I don't have to work. They could do it themselves too.
Oh, my head hurts. My God. How I can't. There's not a single thing that I agree with this video. Her grandparents live off EBT. Parents live off EBT. She lives off EBT. She's teaching her kids to live off of it. And she wants to teach her grandchildren to live off of it. Their goal in life is to be dependents, not to be rich, not to be to be successful, not to create something, but your goal in life is to live off the government. And as painful as it is to hear that, the reality is there are a lot of people that think just like her, but won't necessarily admit it. And sadly enough, this is what some people want. This, my viewers, is what socialism is about. This is what communism is about. Everything in the country is provided to you from the government. Everybody gets an equal share. You need food, housing, transportation, everything is by the government. And when 2028 comes around and the US has their election, the Democrats will try to be pushing this. In Canada, currently, this is what is being encouraged. They're planning on building homes, lots and lots of homes, not to rent, not to own, but to rent from the government. The government wants Canadians all to be driving EVs by 2035. How is that going to happen when EVs are so expensive? We're going to have a plan. The government's going to have a plan where you lease from the government. You got housing and you have a car that's from the government. Food programs, government. Everything, government. You get paid. Taxes are through the roof. Why? Because it's going to the government, which gives us all these programs so that we can just depend on them for everything. And as great as that sounds, and it sounds especially great for those who are in the lower class and feel like they cannot move up and try to succeed. It sounds good because you don't have to work so hard because the government is going to supply everything. Well, here's the thing. Those same people who want everything to be provided for the government, they also like to travel. But I don't know if what's going on in the States with this, but in Canada, they are planning to increase taxes on travel. So you increase taxes on travel, what does that do? That prevents people from going anywhere. Once you become dependent on the government for everything, you're pretty much stuck in this country. You can't travel. If you want to travel, it's going to be difficult. And you most certainly can't move because you own nothing. And what bothers me about this person's mentality, and yes, this is from the States, is that these guys, they get so much money from food stamps. They spend way more on groceries than the average American family who doesn't have food stamps. Some of them are getting like $1,200 a week for food. Can you imagine? I got family of 6, and I'm like, dang, $1,200 a week. The amount of stuff I can buy, like we would be eating steaks every single night. We would be having our fridges will be loaded because I'm trying to I try to do 300 a week, and I'm stretching it. This is really a sad reality of what we're going through. And the mentality should be that in the States during this time when the government is shut down, that should be the motivation is, well, I can't get food stamps. In the meantime, I am going to work and do the 20 hours required to either get food stamps, and I'm going to work and try to maintain a good living for my family. Because the Bible says if you don't work, you don't deserve to eat. You got a whole bunch of people that don't work, but they eat a whole bunch. And now, this is the mentality you're seeing. This is people wanting to not work, but they're willing to rob to get food for their family. Not go to work and try to earn money to get food for their family. They want to rob to get food for that. It's this mentality that I never want my kids to have. I never want my children to have, because it is so dangerous. That you owe me mentality, and I don't want to do nothing for it. You owe me. Sad state of affairs we're in nowadays, man. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. What do you think of this lady and her I live for EBT mentality? Share and subscribe to Born Purpose, and until the next episode, I'm out.